How's it going, guys? This is Composer Zope here, and I'm here today to talk you through a tutorial on how to make a YouTube background. This is a new series I'm starting, so let's get straight into it. Here you can see I've opened up my template, and I've got it full screen. I'll just hit F to make it like this, and if you hit F again, it will make it like full screen, but you won't have any tools. F again, it will make it like this, as I move there, recording my voice. And then we have F again, and it will make it like this, like I had it before. So what we're going to do first is we're going to make a new layer. Command-Shift-N is the way I do it. Just think Command substitutes for Control on a PC. Or you can use this button down here. So what I did there is it was there, the layer was there, so I'd click and hold, drag it behind the backing template. So now it's the last document. So we're going to click on this paint bucket over here. You might not be able to see it, might be hidden behind the gradient tool, but click, hold down, select the paint bucket, and then we want a black background if we're doing a dark background, which I'm going to do. So we reverse these, so we've got black. Alternatively, you can click on it and just go black. Okay. And then we want to click on the document and it'll give it a black background. Now we're going to make another new layer like that, and we're going to switch these two around so we have black. I tend to stick to two color schemes when I'm making my backgrounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose another color. So say we want a red background, we go on the red. Okay. And we go to the brush. Mine's already set on it, but we're going to choose this brush here, the gradient one. Hardness is 0 and the size around 2000. Click OK. Now we're going to move it up so the circle is touching the top of the document, and so it's kind of even on both sides, and then just click, and it gives you kind of like a nice gradient radial effect that you can see there. Now we're ready to add some text. So come here to this text tool here with this T, click that, and now click and drag it across the document, just like so you can type your text, and then just type whatever you want. So let's just type Zobe, and you can see like mine's automatically set on font, so you can just change the font by clicking there. Click off that. You can change the size by clicking here, change to these sizes, or you can drag it. Hit Command A to select the whole of the text. You can drag up and down to change the size. You can change the alignment, the color. It's pretty easy to understand. So then you can see how now it's behind the template. Sorry. So we're going to drag hold of the text layer and click and hold it and drag it above the template. So now you can see it's above that. So let's just use the move tool to move it into the middle. And then we're going to add some layer styles. I'm going to show you how to use layer styles in this now. This is a very important part of Photoshop. So double click there. And now let's go to drop shadow. I'll walk you through this first. I'll walk you through one by one. We're going to go opacity 100. This is how I do it. Distance down to 0. Spread up a little bit to around 10ish. Size up as well, so when you start getting it like that, it looks quite nice. Hit OK. Don't hit OK. OK will take you like this, and it will end the layer style. So if you double click that again, then you get it up again. So we want to hit inner shadow next. I'll walk you through this one. You can see it automatically has inner shadow, but you can change like you can drop shadow. All of these are editable. So let's go opacity 100, distance down to 0, choke up to around like 6ish, and size up a little bit as well. So then you can see it gives it quite a nice effect. Outer glow and inner glow are fairly obvious. You can see you can just change the colours. You can even use a gradient as well if you just click there. Same with inner glow, you can just change it, but I don't tend to use those too much unless I'm making like a glowing background. So now let's go to bevel and emboss. You can see the text gives a nice bevel if you click on it. So what I tend to do though is go to Style, Pillow Emboss. Right, it gives it a nicer bevel, I think. We can just play around with it a little bit, do whatever you want. I tend to just keep those settings, and you can go down here to shading, where there's a circle. You can just hold and drag, and you can see there that it's moving. So let's just move that around. I want to go here, gloss contour, preset, where it says linear. Click on that and go to ring, and it'll give you like a wave. So let's OK on that. So I think it gives it a nicer kind of bevel. So we can just move this around until we can see the bevel a little better. See, sometimes it goes quite weird, so just find how you want it. There looks quite nice, I think. So let's go down to contour. That will just give it a contour, but you can't really see it too well. If you look over there, you can't see the change. In texture, if you want to add a texture to your text, you can do it this way, texture. But you have to have the text beveled if you want a texture on it. But we're not going to do it that way. So let's untick texture. Let's go down to satin. That will give the text like a darker feel to it, but I don't really tend to use that much. So you can play around with this like you can with everything else. Untick that, color overlay, and you can click on color overlay, click over here, whereas the box of red, and you can change the color. So you can obviously change the color like I just said, just by using this and moving it around and selecting a colour. Hit OK if you want to keep that, but I don't want to keep that. I had a nice colour to start with, so let's untick that. Gradient overlay, click on that, and it gives you a gradient overlay. So let's move to that, and you can change the gradient by double clicking on the colours, and you can choose like a red to black, and you can see it automatically does it. And if you want to reverse it, you can reverse it, so it's going black to red, and then unreverse red to black. You can change the angle where it's coming from, so say we want like half the text black and half the text red, like from the side, go there, and say we want it 90 degrees, so there. Style, you can change the styles, like radials from the middle, angles, kind of from an angle, reflected, just reflected across the middle, and I'm not even sure what, oh, diamond's pretty obvious, it's from a diamond. But there's another one somewhere else, which is a bit complicated, so let's untick that for now. But what I want to show you is, you see I've got gradient overlay here. We tick color overlay, you see we automatically get the color overlay on top of that, because this acts like a layer. Sorry, I can't speak. It acts like a layer, so you can see that the layer is above it. So now it's got a pattern overlay. Tick that, you see. Untick gradient overlay, go to pattern overlay, tick that, click on this box here, and you get taken to the patterns. These are all like, I've downloaded most of these, but you get some preset patterns, but you can just download them off the internet, like carbon stuff, which is the one I've got here. So let's untick that, and let's go to stroke. This is quite important. Let's change it to 1, but you can't really see it too well because I've got quite a thick drop shadow and a good emboss on it. But you can play around with that. You can change it to gradient and just mess around with that for a while. Just choosing all the colours. It's quite straightforward, and then you click OK, and then you want to keep that. So now let's hit Command T, hold down Command and hit T, and you get this box, and you spin it around, hold Shift and spin it around, and it'll keep straight, and you can move it across. So that's right next to the text, right next to the template, sorry. Hit Enter, and now let's click, hold, drag behind the backing template, so it drops it behind the backing template, and if you want the text to stay on the other side, with the same layer and everything, right click, duplicate layer, OK. Now let's hit Command T again, and now let's spin it round the other way this time, hold down Shift again, Enter, and you see you can't see it, it's because it's behind the backing template. So we're just going to hold Shift and move it across, and you see it there. It's the same layer style, so let's just move it down so it's in this kind of the same position. And then I'll have to end it there, guys. So this has been Composed. So this is a new series. Please like it if you'd enjoyed it, and I'll see you later.